I am muted. Sorry about that, guys. I muted myself just before I started. And I thought I better remember to unmute myself. So anyway, that's completely my fault. So sorry about that one, guys. So anyway, welcome to ChatTactic version 4 for 2025. So we're sort of now a month in. And hi, William, Chris, Mike, CB, and then Thor as well, and Rimus. Welcome, guys. Yeah, we've got sound now, so we should be okay. It's so funny. I literally just a few minutes before when I started doing the hidden screen, I thought I better just mute my microphone as well, just in case I sort of make little noises, when I'm slurping drinks or something like that. I'll have another quick drink now. Hi, Wiggly, how are you going? And anyway, so nothing really planned today. There is, of course, some launches that happened during the week, and so we'll talk about those. The Dwarf Fortress, I guess, being the big one, with the change to the adventure mode, and I haven't even tried that yet. I don't particularly like adventure mode in Dwarf Fortress. I never really have. I mean, I don't dislike it, but I just don't like. I always get frustrated with it. So I'm going to have to give that a bit of a go and sort of see if it's changed at all. Hi Hugh, how you going? And Adrian. So the other thing I just was mentioning to you when I was muted was the giveaway for today is going to be Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector. So I do have a key for that, which I'll start off by just showing that one. So Battlesector, there we go. So it's actually it's a reasonably priced sort of game. That's not one of the video ones. That's Marco from from Slytherin talking about it. But Battlesector itself is amazingly good. I'll just pause that. We'll let that one sort of go through there. You can see through there that all reviews are very positive. Like 89% is very good for a game like this, and 80% of recent user reviews. There are a fair few different versions now in the DLCs. So if we have a look at the different DLCs, there's actually a fair bit that has now come through, and so by all means have a look at these and just these aren't, none of these on special, but these do add a lot to the game. Actually having these in the actual game itself, it's a great little game actually. It's and I hope it just gets better and better. The one thing that I was always wanting to play with the game, I've got to say the Astra Militarum, I really do enjoy that that DLC there. Even it's funny. Why is that mixed? Why on earth would that be mixed? That's 40. What? What's wrong with it? Okay, let's have a look at this. This is now I'm interested. So as a tabletop AM player, this is an underwhelming DLC, which is sad because this was the reason I got Battlesector. My review is based off the skirmish experience, which is what I largely intend to play with friends. To begin my litany of disappointment, your Lehman Russ options are limited to taking either a Punisher, Vanquisher, or Demolisher cannon. The Sponson options are as normal. Only tank commanders can make regular battle cannons. What an odd design choice. The battle cannon should be the take-all-comers option. Instead, it's seemingly Demolisher cannons, which are practically melee weapons. Infantry squads, yeah, speed bumps, okay. So it's more about lore in this case. I really enjoyed this actually. This is quite funny. I like seeing these sorts of very, very detailed reviews. I mean, I won't read it all, but list of things in through there. So that's actually interesting. There's other people who are recommending it. I always get more out of the ones that don't recommend it. The infantry units are simply too fragile and inaccurate. That's true. Even Gretchen can see them off. Ogren are great. This army is just too weak to compete with any of the other factions at present. That's not quite true actually. That's there is a way of playing as these. These work well at long range. So these are sort of like not forces that should be rushing forward when you're playing the Astra Militarum. They're all about the long range attacks. So yeah, here we go. Here's another one saying, I bought this game originally wanted to play this faction. This faction was done wrong, done dirty, and overpriced as hell for the effort. Yeah, I don't know. Like for me, it's you've got to read the how the different bits are how the different bits and pieces work in the game. I'm so relieved and happy I waited for this DLC. Was at least corrected and made worth the price, kind of. Published crap, lose money, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right, so come on, give me information that's actually... yeah, I don't know. It's sort of weird. The first one was very specific about the lore. Basilisks are they are terrible. Actually, the basilisks. It's funny because that is true. That said, fix the basilisk. How the F can it shoot without nobody in the tank? I'm not sure about the nobody in the tank thing, but it misses a lot. So they're not that great. What else have we got? It's not recommended. So playing as the Astronaut Platoon was a real Sisyphean experience. I tried them out as a campaign against Necrons and Tau. Regular infantrymen are absolutely useless. What would take a basic Blood Angels infantry 1 or 2 attacks to kill takes 6+ AM infantry to kill, maybe. The only pieces that feel like they do anything are the Ogren, the Commissar, and the Castellan. It's funny because I don't bother using the Ogren. I actually find the others are actually fairly good. Even the tanks are underwhelming, despite many of them having 2 or 3. I disagree with that. Do not get this DLC. It's not challenging. It's not fun. It's miserable, especially against the Tau when they have shields. I felt like I was playing as cavemen, trying to take down 50-foot tall death machines. I've played with them against Tau as well. It's like I can sort of go in and show you how to play as them. It's quite simple. In fact, I'll just do that because this is actually like the base game. Like the base game, you can see there rates amazingly highly. So it's like very positive. And through here. The review should be pretty much positive. I'll just see if I can find any negatives. Base game has 2 playable factions. It is limited. That's very limited. So the base game is limited for. It's sort of when they. I've got to sort of to defend the choices with what happens there. What happens? My understanding of what actually happens with any of the Warhammer games, pretty much, is that it takes a lot for the Games Workshop to actually allow a license to expand things out until it's proven itself. And so you end up with a limited license of what factions you can have when you release something, and then it builds up from there. So Gladius was a success, so Gladius gets extra content that can be put into it. And Battlesector as well, a success. So they start to then add on to it. But the DLCs do make the game. It's true there. Don't buy it. The DLC is a ton. They release half the game for full price. That's not true-ish, but the DLCs really do make it there. Is that the only negative one that we've got? Yeah, pretty much. There's a lot of different reviews there. So people wrote a lot of reviews for the game. Actually, there's a when was that? The 8th of January. It's very simple. The campaign is my big problem with it. The campaign is actually still not great. It's still fun to play, but it's not anywhere near as good as it should be. They really should do something with the campaign. The campaign was terrible when it launched, and I actually didn't like the game because of the campaign, the random campaign. So there is actually like a story-driven campaign, but there's also a random way of playing, like Planetary Supremacy is what that one's called, and I never loved it, but I'm actually now starting to like where they're taking it. So they are making it better and better, but it just needs a lot more work. Anyway, so that is Battlesector. I'll actually open that one up, and hopefully it will load fairly fast. That should be in here. There it is there. It's downloading content. Hopefully that's not too big. Just let it do its thing. If I'm going to play a game, I should actually at least start that process. Actually, that's taking forever. I'll just open up my Steam and just see how big this is going to be. No, it's not big. No, it's going to take a while. It's 3 minutes. Okay, so we'll go and talk about something else, but that will open up soonish. Oh, there we go. Now it's sort of rattling through. But so Battlesector will be the giveaway. We will talk about, of course, Dwarf Fortress and sort of what's going on with that as well. Let me have a quick look. And so Dave is in saying Platoon Commander. I don't actually have an access to that yet. So I haven't seen anything with Platoon Commander. I know that that's coming. We might have a look at that while we wait, because that is sort of. I think people are quite excited about what that's going to bring. And Platoon Commander, there it is. So this is coming soon. It's coming very soon, actually. So let me just close that one off. So let's have a look at the actual video. Oops, hang on. Let that one come up. Bring this one back. So let's go and have a look at that, and we'll analyse it again. One of the things, I always worry when I see straight roads and blocky houses like this, because it makes it look like it's a tile-based game. And I know that we've actually had some good games that have actually used tile systems in recent times. And I'm thinking of like Armour Brigade 2 and things like that, actually where it works very, very well, the way that they've sort of done it. I don't know how this will work. It looks like it may still be able to work fairly well as we look through it. So I've had no exposure to this game at all. So let's have a bit of a look through. So we can see that there's objectives in through there. So, but it's hard to see. Well, maybe it's not tiles. It may just be actual terrain. I'm guessing it's not random. Just looking at what's going on through here. And I don't know if there's we've got hunting and sneaking, which is sort of interesting to see what's going on, and then we've got fatigued and winded with the various groups that we're looking at. And I don't know if it's this group here. It must be this group here that's been selected. So we've got one unit that's been killed, I'm guessing, where they're actually now taking decisions. Taking fire from artillery. One thing I'd love to know is if this has got plausible real time. So there's more artillery coming in. It looks like the the ground is destructible, which is actually a good thing. So, oh, here we go. That's now open. I'll just go back to that in a minute. So, split-second decision. I always hate reading that sort of stuff because it sort of that makes it sound like you're clicking everywhere, and I just don't. I never like anything that says fast or or like in this case, split-second decisions, which makes it sound like it's all about reflexes, which I'm sort of really hoping it's not. So that you can see there that they're moving into different areas. So they're all back in here. So that one has been selected. Just looking at what's actually going on through there. That's the group in through that side, pinned down by fire from somewhere else. So they're panicked. That's interesting. I like the idea of the forces actually, really with morale taking a massive role in this one through here. So they're actually panicked. So winded. You're panicking and staggered back and through there. Interesting. It's very close for a tank battle. Yeah, it looks good actually, but I'm just hoping it's got active pause. 20 immersive maps, 40 unit types to lead. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind there being not a hell of a lot of them. Psychological state of I like that as well. Just looking at the morale, realistic weather and time of day effects. That's going to be useful. Destructible environment, buildings are strongholds for infantry, advanced line of sight. Smoke screen support options, relive the invasion of the Soviet Union in the Donetsk campaign, but we don't see anything about active pause. I always think that that's one of the most important things. There's a lot of people who will not play these games without an active pause in them, and it's sometimes hard to tell if the game has been designed primarily as a multiplayer game, and I don't know if this is. Does it have it down there? Because it's sort of usually when they're real time like this. No, it's only single player. Okay, well there's a good chance that it does have active pause. Might have a quick look in the hub and just see if there's any questions about active pause. Play the demo. I should actually grab the demo and actually play that. Impression, game is very slow. That's good. Yeah, it's funny because some people hate that. I love that. I really do like that one through there. Okay, hot garbage. What's going on here? Anyway, that doesn't mean anything. It's sort of funny. Like you get some really weird comments in Steam. Like it is sort of it is sort of funny there. So Ramus is saying, you've been my gateway drug to Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Dwarf Fortress over the last month, actually, or even before, like from Christmas on. Which is better, Warhammer Sanctus Reach or Battlesector? I prefer Battlesector. They are very much alike, but I think Battlesector is the future, whereas Sanctus Reach is the past, and Battlesector does do things very, very well. Mike's saying, Daz, current Dwarf Fortress Let's Plays have inspired me to revisit the tutorial playlist from a few years ago, which is excellent. Thanks for that. Hi, Kat. How you going? And Dave's saying Richard York showed the demo. Oh, okay, yes. I don't know if he showed it. Did he show it on the Slytherin channel? I think that he was going to, someone was going to be playing it the other day on Slytherin. Kat's saying one day we'll get a remake of Paraworld. I don't know that one. And Populous 3. Yep. Cam's saying can't tell if this is like the Troop or Terminator Dark Fate Defiance. I'm thinking it's probably probably more like the Troop. I think. Just looking at it, does it have pause? That's the big thing, isn't it? That's the big thing. Why is it not there? Platoon Commander manual. Selecting units, calling air support, stance. Is that the manual? I don't think so, but anyway, that's should be probably just tips, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, how big is it? Can't really tell. Might grab the demo of that one, but I won't download it now. I'll see how we go. By the way, I won't be around much over the coming week. I'll be away, so so I won't be around to I've got a couple of videos to upload into YouTube, but I won't be live streaming much until basically this time next week. So we'll be back for ChatTactic next week, but I won't be doing much in between. I do have a Fortress Friday to go up this Friday, so I do actually have that one from last week. So what have we got through there? So Cygnus is saying, let's face it, I'm old. Reflex is not my thing. My fingers are no longer Dorito stained, and I'm not fueled by Mountain Dew. Yes. Oh, okay. Thor is saying it does have active ports. Great. Okay. Well, that settles that. Then that's again, it should be listed that there's got an active pause because it's such an important thing with these sort of games. You know, like it really is so important for so many of us. Hi, Dom UK. How you going? Sharky Mouth saying Paraworld. Yes, I've got a game called Dino Lords wish list, hoping that will be good. Yeah, I don't know Paraworld at all. Super Mew Kitty Cat saying I'm playing Hidden and Dangerous now too. I loved that when I was small, but it's super hard. I don't know that one either, actually. I've heard of the name. Close Combat was super good. Yeah, Close Combat was great. And Armour Cold War Assault I'm trying to finish too, says Cat. Yeah, I haven't really played that one. I've played some of the Armour games back in the day, but I haven't played any of the recent ones. Anyway, that's Platoon Commander, so that is on its way. Let's go now, and I'll just quickly show you the Astra Militarum. As I say, I'm quite enjoying playing as them. They're a pretty good faction, but I think they are. For me, it's one of the best factions. It's sort of funny that they're actually getting such poor reviews. Like 40% is terrible. And I really, I would happily play them. And there's some factions I don't really like playing, but that is one that I really quite like. And I think it's because I like to play from distance. I'll just go into like a skirmish type thing and see if I can get that one working. It's still loading in. But the base game, Battlesector, the base game is the prize for today. So that will be that'll be at the end with the marble run, and it will be So essentially, you've got the Space Marines as well as the Tyranids, so the two factions that you then have in that particular one. The Space Marines are designed to be, you know, sort of like use their ranged weapons but up close and personal, whereas the Astra Militarum are sort of more of a ranged attack but from distance. A little bit like the, it's sort of funny, the Necrons are probably my favourite in this game as well as in Gladius, so I really do like them. And so I still think I prefer the Necrons as a faction in this particular game. Come on, game, load up. Load up. I thought it would actually load fairly fast. So, just wait for it to do its thing, I guess. And then we'll sort of quickly get into it, because there's a few little things with the game. Victor's saying, oh my god, loved Paraworld. Internet Cafe, where I played as a kid, had the coolest war poster. Okay. So in this case, let's just go into... if I go into a new campaign as the Astra Militarum, I can actually just play Skirmish as well. Actually, Skirmish, I'm going to have to build the troops. Well, actually, any of these things I'm going to have to, I think. If I guess, I'm going to go back, actually. I'll just go back to the main menu. And I'll just pick up, because I'm actually got in the, I've got a, I can just load in one of these, which I was playing in December. So I've got the, I'm assuming that's the one there. So we'll just load. Hopefully that'll be the in the middle of a battle somewhere. So Kat's saying Paraworld is an RTS where people travel to Jurassic World and could not get back, and they use dinosaurs to fight, and you have heroes that level up. Oh, okay, and you build stuff and fight. Right, okay, yep. Okay. It's taken a long time today to do things. The graphics in this game are really quite nice as well. Like, they've done a good job. You know, even just the bloom effects and things. Okay, so we're sort of actually in the middle of a... now, I do actually have good numbers in through here. So I'll just go into an actual fight. If I go in and have a look at the reinforcements, this is actually goes through the various things that we can then unlock. You unlock... the way the game is played, actually, just to really do a really quick summary, if I just go and cancel that. If I go to the upgrades, you actually unlock, in this particular mode of playing, this planetary supremacy mode, you get different points, and you can spend those points to unlock different things. So, for example, the Basilisk is unlocked at that point, but then you know, this has got like a ingrained precision, so it gets more precision. That actually probably would be a good thing for it. And then steady aim down through the bottom here, for example. So you've got all these different unlocks that you get through the points as you fight. So, so I've unlocked a fair few of different things. I didn't have the, I do have the Ogren squads, but nothing much. I'm not really using them much in through here. So that's actually, I can just click on done through there. I've only got 2 action points to spend, but if I go into reinforcement, I can then start to add into my actual force. So this is my actual force that I'm going into the battle with. So again, I think that a lot of how people play the game will come down to what they use, and this is one of these things where you really do need to have like a good mix. And in this case, I'm probably a little bit over. Like I've probably got too many of these and not enough of the actual smallish troops, like these basic troops in through here. These are only worth 40 points. So I could actually bring 2 of these Cadian shock troops in. These are good for finishing off, and they're there to be spent. They're there to be destroyed. So you really don't need to worry about them. So if I just bring in another couple, for example, I could bring in one of those. I've got, like, what have I got, 95 points to spend. I'm not going to be able to bring in a Chimera. That's 160 points. These are 110 points. I've got 3 of those. These have all got different sorts of weapons, but the thing that this one here in particular has got this heavy flamer, which is actually ideal. And so these are great at scouting, so that you need the scouts to see the distance, and then you need your other troops to then fire at distance. So it really is a mix of different sorts of things. We do have 1 Ogren unit back and through there. What are they worth? They're 110 as well. I don't think we've got much else. We've got a Cascaran group, which I could bring in actually. So this is sort of like a more heavy sort of military, but I'm thinking I'll just grab 2 of these. I'll just go and bring in a couple of these.
Together, we are the Emperor's Hammer.
Yep, so I've just brought in 2 of those. That then takes us up to 2585. Sometimes these will actually have other variants. So we've got the loadouts through there. This is the this is the shock troops with the bayonets. This is with the las gun and frag grenades. So actually they've both got frag grenades, but this one here, I'll just go with the bayonet version. So this would have been unlocked. And so if we just go and, I'll just save that army. And so we then have to go and decide where to fight. So if I go into a fight, for example, in here, and so this is actually now fighting against the orcs. If I go and claim this, we then go into a fight. Oh, they've got no points. That's no good. I'll just cancel that. Let's find something where there's actually something we can actually take. This one here. So I can claim this one, and then we're going into Necrons, but these are actually really and truly underdone. So we just go proceed. I'll just go through the why I think people struggle with the game, and just with a few of the units, because there's certainly things you can do playing the game. I'll just go through the way I play this, because this faction I think is actually really quite good. So it all comes down to the battlefield that you're going into at the start. I'll just get this one here in a second. Victor's saying forgotten that game now, and Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth is also forgotten. So that was good, a cool RTS game. I do remember that game. I don't think I liked it that much. I don't know why. Come on, game, load in. There's a lot of texturing in this particular game. Now, in planetary supremacy mode, I will go through what I consider to be problems. One of the big problems is the way that the maps are generated. It's just randomly places stuff in. Now, in this case, when you've got a target of 80, it all comes down to what you can destroy. And so it's this is not like we have some of the battles. You have to go into the middle of the map and take a location, in which case you do have to plan your attack a little bit to try to find big open areas. So playing as the Astra Militarum, what you're looking for is big open areas to be able to fight. And so if you have a bit of a look around, our best open area is over here. So this is actually an ideal location to set up and defend. So that is sort of, so this left hand side would be the best way of playing as the Astra Militarum. The thing with them is that you've got like different types of units, and it comes down to these heavy weapons squads, which seem really underwhelming if you don't use them correctly. And so they're the key to it. Like if I just go and grab, should be able to grab that one. Why can't, oh, there we go. I can just click and drag it. What I like to do is actually have the heavy weapons squads essentially arranged. I like having 3 of them and having all 3 of them positioned in that sort of format. If I do have a Basilisk, and I think I got rid of it. So I think I got rid of the Basilisk. You've got 2 tank commanders, Lehman Russ. I end up with a, if I do actually have a Basilisk, I leave it there. Also the way it works is that we've got the Commissar. The Commissar will give anything it's connected to, it will actually then give a benefit to. So anything that's touching, like there's a break there, so these wouldn't get the benefit of the Commissar being right here. So he's got like a special benefit as well. So trying to get the units all connected up so that they're actually touching across the diagonals or across the across the cardinal points is actually important as well if you can do it. We have other sort of like, this is a Acadian Castellian back into this other side. We've got the Armoured Sentinel. The thing I like to do with the Armoured Sentinels is I like to leave the Lehman Russ back in the middle, bring these into the middle there. Shock troops. You do actually have these chimeras, which are great for using the shock troops in, so you can actually position those back. We'll just move that one back as well. That's the Castrin. I'll leave that one sort of in the front. But I tend to sacrifice these, and we'll be able to sort of place at least one force in there. We've only got the Lehman Russ there. I'll just bring these back as well away from the front. Because these can do what they like different things as well with where they actually are. I'll just leave them where they are. These sort of scouts, I like to sort of have these positioned in around the place. The Ogren squad I'll leave back. Shock troops again, I like to defend those. So they are very, very weak. You want to use them when you need to use them. And so if that's sort of the layout, the big thing is these in big open areas. That's actually really, really important. And so then playing it, if I just go proceed, I haven't really laid out where the tanks would go.
Draw breath, Cadia stands.
So what we end up having is the forces can attack from anywhere, like not behind you, but certainly from the sides. So scout out a little bit. You can actually do multiple moves until you sort of like just keep on going a little bit at a time and just see if you can actually sort of spot anything coming. But leave yourself enough space to be able to then move backwards. So these have only got a very, very short range, so there's nothing going to come in that close. I'm going to move all the way back to there and use the extra action point. So that was just to do a bit of scouting initially. I will actually now use this one as well, just move forward. So we're just trying to locate where the enemy actually is. And we'll just keep on bouncing in and out until we actually find someone. So this is, it's not a the Astra Militarum is not really one that you want to be rushing forward with. This one here, I'm just going to come across. Just have a bit of a look down that way. Can't see anything that side. And again, we're not seeing anything. I can just drag that one to just have a bit of a look to see if I can spot anything at all. We're not seeing anything. So at this stage, that's pretty secure. Just move it back into safety again. And then just watch out again. At that point, we don't want to be moving off with anything at this stage. So, so all you do with playing these guys is you need to set these up, and so they actually have a special ability, which is where I think people may be getting a bit screwed up with the game, is that these heavy weapon squads have the set up. So convert all the units' remaining movement points to stacks of setup, and this can actually give it +5 accuracy and +1 range stability. It stacks up to 6 times. So
setting up and stabilizing.
There we go. We've just done 3 moves in through there, so that's now got better stability. That's got the setup in through there as well. And so you don't want to be moving these at all if you can help it. Place at least one group inside the Chimera, and probably put the Castellan should go in there as well. I think that's all we can place in those.
Transport awaiting orders.
So that's now ready to rush forward with troops that can then be offloaded. So I tend to keep these back, but at that point, it's then just end turn. Like you don't need to. It's actually the Overwatch you'd probably also want to manually set for some of your units, but let's just Overwatch and confirm.
We'll wait till they move.
Here they come. We're getting movement. Okay, they are coming from this side.
They give themselves away too easily.
Yeah, Cat's saying Battlesector don't have the Elder yet. And here we go. We're now starting to see things. So we're doing, getting Overwatch. Again, I probably would have set this up so that it's actually at the optimum range. So we can expect a lot coming from this angle.
Got your armor right here, sir.
And at that point, we then actually, before we go and fire again with these, we keep on setting up. So we set up again.
Setting up and stabilizing.
And that's now at maximum stability. And I think that is where people are screwing up with this, is that they're not actually, they're not doing the setup properly. So that makes a massive difference with these.
Setting up and stabilizing.
And so we've still got the shots, we just don't have any more movement. But it's that I think makes a really big difference. So we've then got the different attacks. You can do the 2 hit factor goes way up, and we've got the extremely long range. So yeah. Anyway, I won't keep on playing, but that's that really does add a lot to the actual game itself. So anyway, I thought I'd just show that one, and I will go back to the main menu, confirm, and yeah. So that's so Battlesector is really quite a good game as you sort of get into it. It does have really good mechanics, and And as I say, I really do quite like Astra Militarum because you can really snipe at long range. It's very good that way. Okay, so now that was that one. What else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Let's just go back into the Steam page and actually look at might just even look at what else has actually happened during the week in Steam. Oh, actually, that's one thing I did want to mention. I've got a video going up fairly soon. Quasimorph has been updated to a fairly major update. If you play that game, I do have a video on tips and tricks on how to play that as well coming up in a couple of days. So if you do play that game, it's now quite different. Let's go back to the library and then go back up the top. Tabletop Simulator. Okay, that's new DLC. No idea what that is. I mean, I know what Tabletop Simulator is, but I don't know what the Tiny Epic Dinosaurs is. That's funny. That's such an old game now, this Tabletop Simulator. Okay, we now actually have Galciv 4. This is big, actually. So this is releasing January 27th for Tales of the Arnor. Let's have a look at this one here. This is I don't know much about this one at all, actually. So discover the secret history of the Arnor, along with enhanced gameplay updates, new technologies, and crisis to overcome. So this launches on February the 27th. Uncover mysteries from the darkest reaches of the galaxy in Tales of the Arnor, the new DLC for the 4X Grand Strategy game of Galactic Civilizations 4, available on February 27th. This new content allows players to explore the history of the Arnor civilization, including new narrative and gameplay elements. I'm guessing there'll also be other text and stuff as well. Let's have a look at the key features. So explore the legacy. So take on the legacy of the Arnor campaign to uncover the history of the Arnor, foundations of galactic civilizations, discover how different species and empires evolved. Okay, that would be just nice for backstory. Investigate new anomalies, relics, and artifacts. That would be cool. Unearth hidden treasures. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Address late-game crises. So face new late-game crisis events tied to the unfinished projects of the Arnor. These challenges will test your leadership skills as you navigate the consequences of their actions and the ripple effects across the galaxy. Develop unique tech. Yeah, it looks interesting, actually. Access a distinct tech tree for the cybernetic phenotype, unlocking exclusive planetary improvements, ship components, and early game events. These advancements reflect the true characteristics and strengths of your civilization. An enhanced civilization creator. Okay, the updated civilization creator now allows players to select a specific tech tree for their custom civilization, offering greater flexibility. That sounds really cool, actually. In addition to the Tales of the Arnor, Galciv 4 is also receiving a free update today for all players. Update to 2.94. I did see that in the list. I did download it. Features a map generation update which improves player placement and fog of war system. Better UI. That's cool, actually. I love the little tweaks that they're making with the game. It really is very, very good. Better UI for the planet, ship designer, and shipyard screens, and better gameplay balance with improved combat, citizen specialities, colonization, and many other changes. This update is available for all players today. So that's actually, I did notice that one, so I did actually download that one. I do love this game, actually. It's a great little game. It's a game I don't play enough of. It's sort of there's a few of those. So the free update to improve map generation, one of the notable updates. Players can expect better player placement. Which should contribute to a more balanced start for each game. Additionally, the fog of war system has been improved. It's sort of funny. Normally, when I see a more balanced start, I'm thinking, I don't know if I like that. But in this game, I know that if you don't end up with a balanced start in this game, it actually can be quite debilitating. So I think it's a good move. I won't go through all the different bits and pieces, but that looks good. It's a great little game, this one, actually. Great little game. Yeah, there is a lot of content in this game now, like a hell of a lot. So anyway, Galciv, that's exciting news on what's happening through there. So actually, this has actually now come this week as well. I did want to talk about Airships Conquer the Skies. I was planning on doing a video on this one. So this is Airships Lost Flotilla. It's very different to Airships, so it's not really the same as Airships. I will show that. I was going to do a video on it. So I've got it down in here. I was sort of under embargo up until a few days ago. If you just go and open her up. Is that going to load in as well? This is a very quick and dirty little game, actually, to play. Come on, game. Load in for us, please. I'll just grab myself a drink of water, be right back. Okay. Yeah, so what this one is essentially it's a very quick, essentially you just move around, and so in this case I've just got this one. I've got a battleship there as well, which I'll just take, say, the cruiser. So it's got like 12 hit points, 300 speed. This one is actually much slower. It's got a very fast turning rate, but only one cannon. I don't know if I can actually change those. So we've got difficulty level. I'll play it on medium. So you're essentially just using a WASD keys and moving around without trying to. Well, your cannon should actually. You've got to try to avoid these. So I'm doing a terrible job here. I'm down to minimal, and all you're doing is literally just. It's very, very simple. You've got to pick these little things up, and then try to avoid the down to 5 hit points now. These different things. So it's just it's a very simple game. Nothing at all like the real Airships. Yeah, the real Airships game is like Conquer the Skies is actually very much a strategic type game. But it's enjoyable. Like it's sort of it's not usually the sort of game that I would play, but I just squeezed down. No, we're down to. We've actually made up 1 hit point. There we go. That wave is now done. So we survived the wave, and essentially it's just a matter of going through. You can then sort of update your weaponry if you're wanting to. So you've got different things as well, and through that side we can then just go to the next wave. I won't. Don't know if we can actually sort of put them into anything. We don't really have enough for doing upgrades. Upgrade for 120, I've only got 104, so I didn't actually pick up enough in that last one. And so then I'm now down into the next one. So the next one I then go across. So it's a bit of a like Slay the Spire type thing where you actually then have like a random selection of where you can then go. So we've got cultists, killed 100 more cultist skyboats for research. Fungus back into this other side. Very hard. So it does sort of give you, this is, that's very standard, that's a difficult one. Or the Sky Urchins. Fight past enemy forces, weapons, modules, upgrades, and training. So you end up with essentially like a progression system, which I'm guessing is more the way it sort of then works. So he's a bit faster than me. I'm losing health here. Screwed. Defeat. So that's pretty much it. That's the game. So it's very, very simple. Anyway, that's it there. So that's the next game, but it's nothing at all like the actual Airships game. Nothing at all like it. So it's Vampire Survivor basically. It actually is. Yeah. Wasn't there a 3D airship game now? I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure about that one, Drexy. So yeah. So Victor's saying I love the simple auto combat games. It says like I'm not aiming at anything. The cannon is doing all the aiming. All you're doing is just flying around. So it's actually yeah. So actually Dom UK is this is just Vampire Survivor. Yeah. So it is very much like that. I think with Vampire Survivor, you did actually have to push where you were firing. I think, didn't you? So Turner is saying, "Hey Daz, any Legend news? It's in in Airships. If we fire that one up, Airships Conquer the Sky. So this is the original game, which is of course the other one is sort of inspired by the where it's from, but this but Airships Conquer the Skies now has got a lot of extra things that have now been placed into it. So this is an awesome game. This really is an incredibly good game. Oh Oh, Dom UK was then saying no. In Vampire Survivor, it's auto fire as well. Okay, yeah, it's auto, right? Okay, I thought there was you had to move your mouse in the direction that things were going to happen. I thought, but no, that's fine. It's loading game data. God, everything's taking forever to load in today. Yeah, okay. So Drexy's saying some stuff only shoots in one direction early on, right? Yeah. And again, those sorts of games can be fairly relaxing. It's they're very very short, as you saw there in that last little run. If I go into conquest mode, and I'll just go into, I don't know if I've got a save game. I probably do. I'll just open her up. Well, that's many months ago since I've played this one here. Okay, well I'll just go and open that one up. Have a bit of a look to see where we are. So this is quite involved. So when we go through, it's paused at the moment, but there is a ledger. Where is it? You've sort of got like a pseudo ledger down through here. We can sort of show the how strong you actually are. Where is it? This one here. Show defenses. That will then sort of display, like that one there is fairly well defended. This one here is very weak with its defense. This is non-existent. In fact, it's actually a little bit, it's collapsed. So that's one way of actually testing the stuff that the legend, yeah, so damaged, weak, decent, and then good would be strong. But in this case, you know, we've got weak over this side as well. Do we have anything else? That was pretty much it for there. So that's one way of actually checking it out. Let's go back to the map. There is also the ledger up and through here. That's the manual. Actually, where is it? Empire. So we now actually have this cities area, which is sort of exactly what we're looking for. So we now have a summary, a very quick summary using the same thing, so we can sort of see that this one is actually damaged. So we actually now get an indication as to exactly what's happening with the actual empire itself, which is fantastic. And same with ships as well. You then can sort of see the actual ships that you've got, where they actually are, what they're doing. Again, the medals that they've got. So this is awesome. So the ledger is in. I've wanted this for so long, but the ledger is in. So that's actually, we've got the budgets in through there as well. So they've got like a lot of different stuff in through here, different medals that you got and bonuses, settings, etc. But the cities is now done exactly this way with different governors. Yeah, it's very very nicely done. So again, you can just go and click on the damage, go in and then just do the repairs immediately. So it makes it very very simple to then go and fix things up. So repair, and it will then just sort of repair those over time. And they don't need repair. So that's actually so if we just leave. And if I then unpause the game, it will then go back in. Well, it's essentially going to fix those up. So it's again, it keeps on improving this game time and time again. Great game, this one, absolutely great game. We will quit, and he does have now the Lost Flotilla ad in there. Back and quit. Okay, so that's airships. So where did we have? Yeah, so Henry was saying, yeah, any ledger news? I was thinking about buying airships, and yeah, so the ledger is in there now. So it's that came in not that long ago actually. Only stuff, yeah, shoot one direction. We did that one. Thor is in saying you can play these Survivor games while having a cuppa. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was just using one hand there before, and you only need the one hand. So Dom UK saying I love Vampire Survivor, got so addicted to it, and it's never been on my style of game before. Yeah, I know, it's just it. Like the Airships Lost Flotilla, I didn't bother doing a video on it because I'm thinking, oh, that's not really the sort of game that I play. It's interesting that you guys also enjoy those sort of games. Yeah, Michael's saying it was a fun game when you made Orangutan's Library in the House on Wheels. Yeah, that was cool actually. I think that was that same game. I think. That one that we picked up, because that was from about 6 months ago. I thought we'd played more recently than that. I'll have to play that one again actually. So Raven's Path saying, hi, I spent most of yesterday watching your newest Dwarf Fortress tutorial series. Thanks for making it. Going to start my fortress later today. It's that's a really interesting start, that one. It's funny because the videos themselves just aren't popular, those videos, which is disappointing, like, because you know, like it's sort of, I really love playing the game, but then when I look at the actual numbers of people that are watching it, it's like, it's really actually disappointing. So anyway, those tutorials are sort of and if I keep on making them, unfortunately, it really damages the channel. So when videos have low numbers watching, they YouTube actually punishes you for it. So it's sort of, I hate having to make those sort of decisions because I really enjoy playing it. So I don't know how I'll sort of tackle that one, because I'm sort of now at a point where I'm thinking I probably really shouldn't record any more of that series, for the simple reason that it's going to crush my channel. So Drex is saying same thing happened with me with Vampire Survivor. Crazy fun on the Steam Deck. Yeah, have you played Heroes DLC for Airships? What does it add? Actually, I've had it open. I should have looked at the comments there. It adds characters, and the characters then add, like, you can have commanders of ships where they actually give you bonuses in battle, or you can actually have governors that do different things as well. So it's so that's actually sort of where that one is. Like it's so with those in through there, it is quite cool the way that one does work. So Wiggly is saying long videos don't do well on YouTube. Sometimes they do, you know, like sometimes they do okay. It used to be the fact that longish videos, like half-hour videos, used to be fine, and now then it came to like the videos had to be like 5 minutes and no longer for them to be any good, and then it sort of went back to like 3-hour videos were actually okay, which is sort of, so I tend to now try to record an hour or two rather than actually anything shorter. I haven't tried doing a short video for quite some period of time. But I've just sort of because I like doing the long ones. So Raven's Path is saying, I understand. Glad you made the ones you did. I probably will still keep on going because I love that location. Like that location is just so good. I'll just show it because it's just such an interesting location, that one. Where we got Dwarf Fortress, that'll be in here. Dwarf Fortress is just updated, of course, with the new. There it is, second one along, right after Age of Wonders 4. Yeah, so I do actually have a second channel, but I always forget to upload it. And uploading to YouTube now is a pain in the ass. It used to be really good. Used to be able to put up 20 videos at a time and automate the whole process. So I could actually record like 20 videos, upload them to YouTube, automate the whole lot, and then just schedule them out. And it took minutes to basically do 20 videos, and now it takes minutes to do one video. So it's actually so you end up like when you're putting videos up, it really takes a long time now to actually go through all the stuff. It's a painful process now. Like they've made it really difficult. It's so retro. It's such a retrograde decision that they make with that. It's just. But anyway, that's YouTube. All right, so we'll continue active game, and I'll just try to find the one that's got the tutorial. I also have my Fortress Friday one in here as well. So, oh God, which one is it? I think it's this one here. Steel Spiteful, is that the one? I think that might be the one. I think we're up to date with what I've released. Yes, I'm UK saying have a separate channel. I do have ChatTactic Extra, which is I do always have a link in my descriptions to ChatTactic Extra, but I always just forget to put it on. And unfortunately, I have I've got like a thing that helps me to automate a lot of the process. I actually pay for it, but it's only on my ChatTactic channel. It doesn't actually work anywhere else. So this one here, this was I think a live stream one actually. Let's look at this one. I'm pretty sure this was a live stream. So I'll just go back out, quit without savings. Continue. What else do we have? This one here is Tin Martyr. It must be this one here, Skulls Earth, I think. Just open it up. So I've got three on the go at this point in time. Yeah, this is it. So this one here is interesting because there's a volcano that's very high up in the in what's going on, and so the next I do want to keep on playing this because there's so much I can do with this volcano. I haven't done anything with it yet, so we sort of go down through the volcano. There's nothing much there. We do actually have these open areas, so there's a lot. This particular map was extremely interesting. because of what we were sort of seeing through there. So I did actually have, they were moving down past that layer, down into this is like their farming layer. But that volcano really adds a lot of potential to what we can then do in the game. So and it's the same thing with the live stream that I'm doing. The Fortress Friday has got a very similar aspect to it now. In fact, that's actually even more advanced. So maybe just the Fortress Friday will then continue on. So I'm still just building in the various layers and through here. Actually, it was interesting when I was doing Fortress Friday. I've always just used a different method of creating bedrooms like this, but there was a suggestion actually to do something a bit different, which was to use the blueprint model, and that worked very, very well. So I'm going to just use that from now on, I think. So I've sort of the way I was doing it is now fairly old in comparison to what does go on there. But it's it's a great little game, this one. Really, really enjoy it. I just love it. So anyway, I won't keep that one open. If I quit without saving, quit. So I'll just quit out. I won't look at the adventure mode at this stage. I do want to have a look at it at some stage. Feed the volcano or it gets angry. Yes, well, there's all sorts of different things. When you've got a volcano, you can do all sorts of things with it. It's interesting having, in both games, I've got volcanoes that are actually underground. They don't break the surface. So it's so in both instances, just happen to have lava very close to the top, which is going to allow all sorts of things to happen. So Michael is saying, Dads, have you tried the free demo of the game Lost in the Open? I don't know that one. Let's have a look and see. Lost in the Open. So this is unexpected assassination plot leaves you wounded and fleeing across no man's land. To survive in this roguelike, low fantasy tactical RPG, you must recruit strategically, fight desperately, and repent sincerely. Oh, okay. I haven't even heard of this one. I may have to turn the sound off. Let's have a look and see. Recruit mercenaries. So it's a bit like Battle Brothers to a degree. Okay, so it's fairly open, fairly random by the looks of things, which is good. Equip your squad. It looks very much like a Battle Brothers sort of style game, doesn't it? There's no Z layers. There's no height advantage. By the looks. Yeah, well, actually, that does look interesting. Actually, I'm going to write that on my little list of games. That was Lost in the Open. Have to check that one out, I think. All right, I'll just go back to my actual Steam version. So we got to that one. Airborne Empire, we actually had some keys that we've been given away for that one. So that one's actually now, looks like they're doing fairly well with their launch, which is great. We do actually have the new stable version of DF Hack as well, just a compatibility update. This one here is Quasimorph. This is actually really, really cool. The great cleanup, the update is out. So this is actually, there's so much stuff that's been added to this game. I do have a video coming for it, but it's I might even open it up so you can just sort of see some of the differences. It's really, really cool. I'm absolutely loving it again. Like it's funny because I think that there'll be resistance from people who actually play it a lot. Yeah, so Wiggly is saying, I'm not sure if I like the lack of animations. Yeah, it looks very cut down, doesn't it? But I don't mind that if the gameplay is good. So if we start a new game, I'll just sort of show you sort of the way it does work. If I just go into a new save, start the game.
The history of humanity is written in tears.
So this is a procedural. I'll just get rid of that one. N, Y, Y. All right. So we've got no missions here in Phobos. Let's have a quick look at the system map. So usually if you don't have anything in these three, you want to be sort of starting again. In this case, we do actually have one through here, which is Unchained Belt, is doing a robbery against civil resistance. So you would then sort of take that particular one. So Demas is only 20 hours away, so we'll just do the travel. So we sort of start from this location. Mars doesn't have any of the Quasimorphs on them, so any of these Martian systems you don't have to worry about rushing. But anything else, there we go, we've got a new one as well that's just opened up. It's ANCOM versus Civil Resistance as well. This is an espionage mission. I'll just quickly show you how this one does work. If we just select an operator, these all have different sorts of skills. I'll just choose the bottom one through here. They've got two different classes you start with, either ranged or melee. We'll just go melee. And equipment, you don't need to take much with you. So just that and a backpack would be at heaps. So that's what we need. And then in we go. So I'll just start the mission. I do have a bit of a tips and tricks video coming in a few days' time, but the sorry, just continue that one through there. So we need to steal a device. But the changes in this are quite interesting now to sort of see it. I'll go into sneaky mode by pressing Z. Have a quick look around. Not seeing much. There's a container that may have something in it. Nothing, just feet and eyes. Okay, nothing that side. Another container. A furnicle. The container's empty. When you're sneaking, you do sense things, but they've now got better things on the ground that you can sort of find. There's someone's ear, but there is actually a t-shirt, so you can then just sort of go and grab your equipment. Like usually you can sort of find things fairly readily. There we go, we've got somebody else up there. We have to sort of keep away from them a little bit because, in fact, I'm just going to come down this way. Don't know if we were seen or not. Oops, here we go. So we now actually have a character. What they've done with the characters is they've now got better equipment. There's a lot more of it. The slow-moving guys now move at 2 rather than 1, which makes it quite a bit more difficult with the actual fighting. And so they move at 2. We're moving at 1 at the moment. So the maximum we can move is 3. And so that's important to know what they are doing. And so I'm just going to press X, and we have to move across. Because he's got a ranged weapon, I'm just going to move into there. There's heaps of them now, and they seem to sort of act now more in concert like this. So I've now got 3 moves, but all of these are going to have more weapons than what they had previously. So that none of these are ranged. So all of these are ranged, none of them are melee. I'm just going to move across to here and turn around and then just wait until I see them. I won't be able to see them in this running mode. Here they come. So I can actually move, do 1, do a hit and move back. They've now come back in. I now have 3 hits with the knife. That one's down. Unfortunately, I'm a bit screwed here. I'm just going to move into there. Yep, so they couldn't get a clean shot at me. So I've just got to keep on moving around. We'll just control click and move on. And we killed all of them there without taking any damage. So that actually works out fairly well. At that point, we then need to go back to sneaking mode. And then now we can sort of grab their equipment and get better equipment with what we've actually got. So, but it's the equipment has changed a lot. The nature of the enemy has changed a lot. It's very, very cool the way it sort of now is played out. We'll go and grab this cricket pistol without worrying too much about what's going on. It's a game where if you've got a sharp weapon, you can actually go and butcher things, like take the shoulder blade, get rid of it. We don't need the bone, but you can actually eat the flesh, eat the meat. So you can find an oven and then cook it so you don't get poisoned. So there's all sorts of different things in the game, which is just really, really cool. And of course, actually one thing with it as well is you can just recycle and pick up, like that's a t-shirt that's now been pulled apart. If I go and have a look at this one as well. And it's got a shotgun, which I'll take with me for now. And so these, I can just check this garment is actually better than what we picked up. It's got more protections. This will be the same as well. And that's not. We're better off keeping what we've got there. So these don't do as good a job. Again, just recycle it into different things, and then that one through there as well. But it's a really cool game, the way it does work. We didn't put any hat on. We'll just go and grab that. This is just a nail gun. I'll just recycle those. And so then it's just really a matter of wandering around. As you go through blood, it leaves a blood trail. You can see that in the map. It's just a toilet. There may be stuff in the container there, but we won't worry about it. In this instance, that's the back end. So now so you don't need to go in with very much. But anyway, I've got a video coming out this week with different things that you can do through here. Now we do have a unit back up there. These can also be, this is very slow. So we do actually still have some that are very slow, and we do have some that are medium as well that move at 3. So you do have to be pretty careful. If I just go back and switch my weapon, I love playing this game. I'm just going to press the X key. If I move faster, I'll just move back that way a little bit. Now I've got 2 shots at him. So he's been hit, and again, it sort of models things, like in this case his shoulder has been hit. So his melee damage goes down, his accuracy goes down, and he's losing health. He's down to 33. Just press escape. And I've still got more hits there. He's a little bit behind there. So I'll... and what's he down to now? He's down to 20, and we've now done some damage. He's just got a contusion in his body. And these actually have a big bearing on what does go on. Let's just move back. Press X, go into running mode, switch back across into our knife. Just move there, and just wait for him to come. Now that was a different one, because he moved fast. So I'll just go back to sneaky mode. There we are. We've got so we can now pick up where the other characters actually are, and we can sort of sense how fast they move. I just have to go back into fast mode again. Actually, no, I can do it the other way. I can just do that. Now I can go to fast mode, move down, and then move back, and then kill that one. So the kiting is really important in the game, but it's a great little game. So yeah, I really enjoy this a lot. So, and the changes in it, there's so much more loot, different types of loot around the place now as well. So anyway, I'll just save and quit. But that's it's a great game, Quasimorph, if you are looking for a very cool sort of random mission type game. It's works very well. Yeah, so Michael's saying, still hoping to see you get to mid-late game in Quasimorph at some point. Yeah, I should actually. It's sort of, with the video I've got coming up, I purposely went to one of the Quasimorph locations so that I could show the Quasimorphs in action, because they're a lot more difficult than just the humans. So in the future we'll travel to the stars to find t-shirts. There we are, yes. Well, you're like a pro gamer, and this is Adrian. I do enjoy it. Like, it's one of those things you've got to figure out where you can run to and how you can kite, doing different things in the game itself. It's a very cool game. Anyway, that's Quasimorph. So that has just had a major update this week. So look out for that one. Marbles and Stream, Love is in the Air with season 58, so we'll be playing that at the end of this. Adventure mode is out now. I'll have to have a look at adventure mode to sort of see what's there. I've got another. Every time there's any release here, it's incredible how fast DF Hack is then released following it. Like they're doing such a good job. I've got to say, I really respect what the guys that put the DF Hack mod together do. They are just modders, and so they don't get paid for it. So there's no money coming into for what they do, but they do such an incredible job. Such an incredible job. Intravenous, another update there. Great game, that one as well. That one doesn't have random maps, but it's a similar sort of game, like where you're doing different things. You can do a lot more, but that Intravenous, the AI is coded in such a way. It's funny because Intravenous and Quasimorph are both, the publisher is the same publisher, and they're sort of quite similar sort of games. Actually, it's really quite amazing how that one does actually sort of work. But Intravenous has got, it's incredible what he's done with the actual with the with the guards, because they act like real people, like in terms that they get confused, they'll go and grab their friends if they're suspicious of something. So it's actually really, really interesting the way it does actually work. Don't know what this is. Proud and slightly afraid to present you with a full collection of archers and swordsmen with glorious deeds. What is that one? Let me see, it's not an option. New missions. Yeah, I won't go to all of these. Yep, that's okay. We'll just leave it there. I'm not sure what that actually is. Cataclysmo joins Steam RTS Fest. Oh, that's right. It's actually already too late, I think, guys. I think it's too late to grab these games. I don't believe that these are on sale anymore. I think it's now too late. Go to the store page. Oh no, it's still. It's the 4th of February, which for me is okay. That's still got a bit of time there. All right, that's 35% off. Isn't great, but it's a great game. That is a really good game. Actually, what's his rate? And yeah, 92, not 82. Don't know why the recent reviews would be down, but it is an incredibly good game. That one, really amazingly good. If we have a look at Distant Worlds, just see if that actually has also got the. I thought it was only for 1 week. No, it's back up to full price again. So the special is gone. So there was actually 60% off last week with Distant Worlds. It's good. It's gone up a little bit. It was under the mostly positive the other day. So it's sort of, but it is a great game. These are both really, really good games. So we'll just go back out of that and have a quick look through the rest of these. Dyson Sphere program, so a bundle now available. I did enjoy that game, actually, I've got to say. Counter-Strike Season 2. I haven't played that for so long. These are all intravenous and stuff. And Warhammer Battlesector. So I've got a new patch there. I didn't realise that. Releasing a new update for Battlesector. So what do they do anything else? As per usual, please let us know what you think of the list of changes. So again, this is the giveaway for today. Your feedback is essential to keep improving the game. We want to take this opportunity to thank all the players. You're constantly supporting us. That's okay. We're aware that some of you have been concerned about the direction our depiction of the las gun has taken in Battlesector. Games Workshop has provided a detailed article about how this returns to tabletop direction will be the standard going forward. That's interesting. So they're actually this is what I mean. Like Games Workshop really controls what does go on in a lot of ways, which is actually cool in so many ways. But then there are so many poor Warhammer games out there. This isn't one of them, but there are so many poor games. We hope that this latest patch would solve a large part of the problems that's emerged from your feedback in recent weeks. That's interesting. So let's have a look and see what's actually going on here. So this is essentially a bug-fixing patch, and a central focus on improving the first real battle tests of the new Astra Militarum faction. Pretty much all of the Astra Militarum roster has been updated to some degree, with the largest changes being to the abilities of the HQ units. Okay, I've also fixed some significant issues with the core faction abilities that meant that the soldiers of the Astra Militarum were not receiving the benefits of their training. Oh, well, that's a pretty major thing. Other significant updates are the training of the Cadian shock troops to pull the trigger more rapidly, giving the Armoured Sentinel a bit more punch and utility, and a rework of the Basilisk skills to be clearer and more reliable in action. Yeah, I found the Basilisk to be completely underwhelming, so it'd be interesting to see how that one does work. Astra Militarum, so born soldiers, so fixed issues with perm momentum bonuses. Yeah, wasn't using that much anyway. Order battle line, receiving the orders goes plus 10 base movement whilst that unit has an order. Yep, okay, that's all right. Valkyrie Transport can now transport Ogrins as well. All right, so where's the Tank Commander, Armoured Sentinel, Guardian Shock Troops got a lot of changes in through there. Kassakin got a lot as well. The Ogrins now transportable by the Valkyrie. A heavy weapons squad. So accuracy to 60, fall off to 6. Okay, all unit targets remove the cooldown. Okay, all unit targets rather than spreading shots, I can remove cooldown. That's okay. Autocannon. All right, I'm not sure how that would then sort of really apply. Lots of changes through there though. So just different bug fixes in through here. What I'm really interested in whenever I see any of these things is actually what they're doing to the planetary supremacy mode, which I really love the idea of, but just not the execution of it. So I'm sort of hoping that there's more that will come to that one there. That's interesting though, that they've actually really addressing what people's concerns are with that. So there's that one there. Yeah, hope the game Menace from the devs of Battle Brothers is going to be good. Looking forward to play it. It's funny because I go into a lot of these games with some misgivings, and I do actually have misgivings about that one as well. I'll just close that off and just go back to the... I'll just do it in through here. But Menace, not sure when that's coming. Oh, that's the other big news actually. We've got Menace, another Hooded Horse game actually, which is coming out, is which was kindly put in my Discord actually, the announcement trailer. We might have a look at that one and have a bit of a look, but I'll go through Menace first and then we'll have a bit of a look. It's coming in quarter 3, so still a fair way off. Let's go and open up the video. Again, we're looking at a very heavy grid system in this instance. Now, the grid system, again, for some games is fine, for some games it's not. Now, what I don't like about this is that they are standing, actually they're standing there, which is actually not bad, but then they put themselves in the middle of the grid. Well, actually it looks like they may be building something there, or have built something. This one will again just sit in the middle of the grid and fire from there. So again, middle of the grid, and then stop in its grid. But the forces seem to actually no. I'll take it back. These are actually now using cover, which is interesting, and these tend to be using cover as well. Let's have a look and see what happens. These aren't using cover. This is what I was concerned about. Actually, I've got to say this is actually a new video, and see they're not using cover there. Just looking for the infantry to see what they get up to. Okay, so they're just in their grid. So it's very simple with the grids. That is using cover. Okay, this is actually looking very, very good actually in this case. Whoops. It looks interesting actually. This does look good. Okay, this is new. I think we can safely
Rip it apart! Death takes my enemies.
We'll just take the sound off. Yeah, okay, I'll take that back. It's when I first looked at it, it looked like everything was just go to the middle of the grid and then fire, without actually using the terrain around it. But the seeing the infantry take shelter in those different areas does make it look much, much better. I'm just hoping that actually is meaningful and with what it does actually do. So this is so Green Warbler saying, sorry, I'm joined late. What game is that? This is Menace, which looks good, which looks very good. That's the announcement trailer. This is the original one. This is now the gameplay trailer, which I'm not sure when this one came out, but that's actually looking very, very good. And Hooded Horse now has also announced the we've got Endless Legend 2, and I did want to talk about that actually. That was actually the main thing I wanted to talk about because this is now coming as well. I'm not sure when. If you have a look at the video here, I might actually even play this one because this one should be okay to play.
I am many things. I have been many things. God. Legend.
Dust.
Part
Prisoner.
of this blue Eden. But the jailers have fled, leaving the oceans and their secrets to those who walk the land.
Destroyers.
Then came the light supposed to end this torment. where everyone would have seen a threat in the cataclysmic tidefalls, those cunning explorers saw an opportunity to expand their empire.
Light. Corruption.
Led by their desire to quench their thirst for power, they'll eventually get to me.
To free me. To murder me.
They are strong, yes. But are they strong enough to face my
Madness.
endless power?
Yeah, okay, so it's the trailer for Endless Legend. I'll just go backwards a little bit, try to find stuff in through here. For me, I'm a little bit concerned about it, to be honest. But actually, I'll just go through some of the other comments. So, Bubika is saying, hello, long time no see. Still looking forward to Menace, but I can't help but think it's basically a 3D Advance Wars. I think it's more than that. I think that there will be terrain, now that we saw them hiding in terrain, I think that there'll be... I mean, I know Advance Wars also had terrain benefits, but I don't think it's going to be as cut down. But you could be right because of the tile system. You may be right. So it'd be interesting to see what actually ends up happening with that. It still looks good to me, though. ZXM saying, looking forward to Endless Legend, and I really look forward to playing any games anymore. Yeah, and Thor was saying Endless Legend was beautiful and innovative, but so much style over substance. Yes, that's like all of the Amplitude games are like that. It's always ended with a stack of doom mopping city after city for the entire latter half of the game. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you're saying. It's I find that all of the Amplitude games are very simple. If you stripped away the graphics and put crappy graphics in, they're not. There's not much there. Michael's saying, I'm still hopeful that hoping that they're going to do good with Heroes of Might and Magic and the olden era. Yeah, I don't. Again, it'd be interesting to see because there's so much better games in the old Heroes of Might and Magic with the new ones that have come out with other iterations. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that. I don't have much hope for that either, to be honest. I hope it has more content than the first game, says Tenru. Yeah, it's well, I'll go through the things just looking at that video that concern me. I'll also go through the things that I'm hopeful for. Sean is saying, anything on Shadow Empires yet, or have I missed it? We haven't done anything on that one. We did it last week. There's still a long way off. When something does come, I will definitely do something about that one. So Wiggly is saying, remember the DLCs for Endless Space 2? I'll stay cautious. Yeah, it's sort of... Anyway, Endless Legend 2. The big benefit, I think, is that the designer of the game is Kale, who was the modder from Fall from Heaven. I don't know if you know the history of Kale. Derek Paxton is his real name, but he made the Fall from Heaven mod for Civ 4, and incredible mod. And so he's actually the designer of this game, and he's done some incredible work since Fall from Heaven. He was then employed by Stardock to fix up the Elemental game that they had built. So Elemental was a disaster when it launched. It was really poorly received. There was way too much stuff in it. It just didn't sort of work. And he then fixed that by changing it into Fallen Enchantress, which became a bit of a classic, like with what he'd done with that. So he'd done a great job changing Elemental, which had sort of like the basics in place, but just it didn't have a real clear direction. And he then really fixed that up by making Fallen Enchantress. And then from there, he was then working on other games with Stardock. So he's only just recently left Stardock to come across to do Endless Legend 2. And I've got to say, over the recent times with Stardock, I didn't like the direction that he took Galactic Civilizations 4. I really like the direction that Gal Civ 4 is in now, but not when he was at the helm of that, to be honest, if I'm being brutally honest. But that was the first time that I've actually seen a game that he's done where I wasn't impressed with it. And whereas since Brad Wardell, the CEO of Stardock, sort of took over the direction of Gal Civ 4 after Kale had sort of left that company, the changes in Gal Civ 4 have been just incredible. So I think that I really like where Galaxy 4 is now. So that's the history of Kale, like Derek Paxton, the designer of the game. And I think because of where the direction of Galaxy 4 was, where it was being taken initially, I've now got doubt. Like if this had come straight after Fallen Enchantress, I'd be thinking, oh great, this is I'm 100% into it. So that would be sort of something that I would have really been quite hopeful for. But I don't know, the direction that Galaxy 4 started off in when it was actually at the Epic Game Store was underwhelming. And so I'm sort of hoping that we get the old Kale back for this fantasy game. He does very well with fantasy games. He makes them fairly nuanced, and I think that could work very, very well. What I don't like about what I'm seeing through here is that very much like, 20 years ago, it'd be about 20 years ago, every game had a thing where the waters would rise and it was all about global warming and it was all about that sort of stuff. Maybe it wasn't even that long ago. It might have only been 10 years ago, but it just seemed every single game had this rising water mechanic, and it looks like it's back in this game, and I don't know why. If I start playing it, did I mention it? It looks like a lot of effort has been put into that. Yeah, look, it's just gone dry. So the waters are moving. Like when I saw that back then, I'm thinking, oh no, we're back there again. Like we're back with like Civ used to do that. I think this is the old Civ games and stuff. I'm just thinking, oh, this is like, I don't know. That for me is like a yawn and a like, oh, here we go again. Like it's I'm concerned about that. I've got to say. I can still see the same sort of mechanics with so I'm assuming the battle system uses the same style of actually taking the battle map from the location, which I don't mind that. So in that sort of sense, I'm just I've got concerns. I'm interested in it. I really want it to do well. I also, with factions, they're very much like the French style of approaching fantasy, which is very highbrow in the sense that it doesn't just use your standard tropes. It sort of takes the genres into new areas, and Amplitude is a French company. And so I embraced that with the first Endless Legend, but I've got to say my personal preference is to just have orcs that are orcs and goblins that are goblins and elves that are elves, rather than actually having these nuanced sort of styles. And so when Endless Legend did come out the first time, I didn't really connect with any of the actual factions at all in that sort of sense. And I do like to have an immediate connection with the actual faction that I'm playing in. But we'll look and see. So what's that? Is it some sort of avian creature?
Tide falls. Those cunning explorers.
So we've got sort of like golems that are fighting weird. It's just weird.
Saw an opportunity to
Again, I can appreciate the art of doing it this way, but the immersion factor for me is diminished when that actually does happen. So okay, so where do we get? I'll just read a few more of the comments there. So Wiggly saying, I remember the DLCs. Yeah, so we'll remain cautious. It lacked. So Tuner is saying it lacked mechanical depth, in my opinion. I'm not sure which game, if you're still talking about Menace or not. Tuner is saying it gets boring and repetitive after a while. It certainly did. I enjoyed the idea of Endless Legend. I enjoyed playing it a little bit, but not a lot. ZXM, I loved Fallen Enchantress. It wasn't perfect at all, but I always enjoyed playing it. It was as good as it was going to get, having sprung from Elemental. I think Elemental was really just a game where there was just every single idea that could be thought of was put into it, and it just was way, way, way too much. Okay, so Adrian's in saying woke. Yeah, it's sort of when you've got the rising waters and stuff like that. If it's a social commentary, I don't really want that in my games, to be honest. I prefer this escapism rather than a guilt trip. So I'm not sure what that actually is. It may not be that, but it just feels like it is. When I saw the waters falling away and deserts cropping up, it was like, oh, here we go again. So Victor's saying, do you play D&D? I used to way back, like way back when I was in university. That was the last time I played it, so I haven't played it for a long, long time. Naz is saying young people equals next generation are much more aware of climate change, even younger than you, Daz. Yeah, well, look, certainly climate change is real and it is a thing. So I'm not saying that. I just prefer escapism rather than, it's like, I just don't embrace it. So I don't embrace it in games. And Mr. Fleagle's Mass Class is saying, agree with you, preferring orcs and goblins rather than whatever this is. And again, when you look at what Kale did back with Fall from Heaven mod for Civilization, it was incredible what he actually did with that. Like, it was amazing the way he actually restructured the factions into fantasy factions. So he knows what he's doing, but I think that these are like this is some sort of insectoid creature, like it's weird. So ZXM saying that was the vaulted race, I think. Yeah, so I'm probably going to go back to what was there before. Introvert saying all the Endless Legend games I've played felt a bit fun, kind of hollow. It's the actual gameplay is hollow. All the Endless games it's all style, no substance, pretty much all the way through. Endless Space I think was really bad. Endless Legend I think was good, but it was but again, once you started scratching the surface, there wasn't a lot underneath there. Thor is saying I too prefer traditional orcs and goblins and elves, so I too am too old to let myself be challenged by new ideas. Well, it means you've got an immediate connection. That's why I like it. Wiggly is saying I liked Anno 2070. I don't think I played that. I think I may have it, but I don't think I actually played it. Anyway, that's Endless Legend. It is sort of interesting news. I'm looking forward to it. So I also I like that Hooded Horse is involved. They really just have great games, So I'm sort of I think if it had just been Amplitude in both publisher and developer, I'd be a bit more concerned. But having Hooded Horse in the publisher role, I'm hoping that they will actually push things in different directions as well. So ZXM is saying Fall from Heaven was an incredible mod. It was my favourite for years. It really was amazing. I mean, for many, many years, it was considered the best mod ever made, and for a long, long period of time. And even the way that Kale actually built that mod, because he had a lot of people helping him, and the reason he ended up getting employed by Stardock, from as my understanding, is that he actually was, it was not the way that he constructed the mod, but the way he organised the other modders to help with the construction of the mod. And so he's very, very good at managing people as well. So and it's just interesting the way it sort of works. Because saying your talk just reminded me, my wife and me, of the times we'd play Civ 3 and spend more time cleaning up pollution to avoid climate effects than playing the game. Yeah, it's just, I don't know why they do it. It's not escapism. It's sort of, it's a frustrating mechanic, and it looks like this game may have that, and I hope it doesn't. But after the direction that Gal Civ 4 went into under Kale's leadership, or guidance with that one, I'm not 100% I'm not going to blindly leap in anymore and just think, yeah, this is going to be great. Anyway, it's just interesting to sort of see what does happen there. So that'll be that's certainly on the horizon. So that's another Hooded Horse game. Well, we've sort of gone through everything that we had to go through, so I think we might start to wind up now and do the marble run, get that one sort of sorted. So we'll just go back across. I don't think there's anything else we had to talk about. Just trying to think if there's any other games that came out this week. Just let me have a quick look at my table. Yeah, I've done Wizard Warfare. Yield we spoke about last week. Airborne Empire we've covered. Airships we've covered today. So yeah, that's all I'm really aware of at this stage. So there may be other games coming out that have come out that I'm just not aware of. Yeah, anyway, that's it's turned on me case. I'm just waiting for the Endless Stardew Valley. Yeah, it's funny. Anyway, let's go across and go to Marble Run. So we'll just go back in. I'll just load it in so that you guys can put in your magic word. So that is Nightbot. That's a chat and giveaways. So if you just type the word win into the entry, and then I'll just get the Marble Run set up, and then the giveaway today is a key for Battlesector. So William Thomas is saying, want to mention the Wizards game you showed this week. I did show that last week as well. It's a fairly simple game, but I won't worry about going back to that one. It's an interesting game, but we did sort of cover it last week, so I won't keep on doing it. Hang on. Did you upload the Carrier Command game for us to watch? Yes, I've uploaded it. It's funny as all hell, to be honest. I'll show you a part of it while we're doing this. So just put the word "win" in, and I'll show you just a very, very small part. I'll just go to the actual video. So it's actually, I don't know when it's going to be released, to be honest. So this is on meta abuse. If you do a search for meta abuse in YouTube and subscribe to that, there's a fair few of us that are actually involved doing different things. We're going to be doing podcasts, but we're also going to be doing multiplayer games and stuff like that as well. If I just go into my video storage, go into Let's Play. So it's curated in here. So this is actually it. I put together the various tracks that everyone had sort of done, and so this is actually the video. Welcome guys, welcome. Sorry, my name is ChatTactic. We're going to be playing. I'll keep this audio on because it is, as I say, quite funny. But I'll actually go full screen so you can see part of it. So anyway, this is actually the game. It's the start of it, but I'll try to find where it gets funny. To see where there actually is. Oh, where is it? We've got a I've got to find where battle mode is. Yeah, this is battle mode section. Okay, watch this. This is really funny. So what's happening? Just as a bit of a premise here, is this little island in the middle called Splinter is actually the target, and but battle mode's looking at Outpost, which is a completely different island for ages, for about 6 or 7 minutes in the game, and so this is actually what happened. Coming as well. So that's Lucid. He's actually paint the getting out there. Waypoints. Try to keep maybe a couple of 1,100 meters high, and you can go pretty close to the island. He's now going to be scouting the island. That's the other island that battle mode picks up. He doesn't look to the right. A lot of them out in the ocean, so just be aware there'll be a lot of seals, enemy seals that we have to contend with.
How would you recommend we take those? Oh, I found the targets. They're all clustered together.
This is the wrong island.
You
don't have weapons. We don't know at this stage, so none of us know that he's looking at the wrong island. We ended up going through all the ammunition, or most of the ammunition. See that little thing on the right-hand side? That there is a hangar. And we don't have a hangar on this first island.
We've got a whole group of them heading towards us. They're still a little bit far out, but there's something heading towards us. I think they're probably seals. At 44 degrees from the carrier. No, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple targets.
So this is Lucid flying the drone. No, it's a great game, this one.
The range is too far.
Yep, all right. Lucid should be there.
So
battle mode's giving all these information that is inaccurate.
But if they're in the sea, then that's probably a bad idea.
You're going to try and try. He wants to fire at them already, and he's looking at the wrong island.
You don't want to be fighting those with the seals, because there's like 6 or 7 together. You're going to get wrecked.
I'm going to load I'm going to bring across some of the it's quite funny anyway. I won't keep on going, but it ends up battle mode keeps on talking about this one island all the time, and it takes a long time. He doesn't admit it in the game. It was only afterwards when I was editing that I actually said, you've actually that's the wrong island. And he said, yeah, he realised that after about 6 or 7 minutes that he was actually looking at the wrong spot. So original sense, what is this game? The one I just showed there is Carrier Command 2. That's an amazing game. I will try to do some content on that, because it's as in some multiplayer. Yeah. So is that a Carrier Command reboot? Yes, it is. It came out a couple of years ago, and it's incredible. So what happened there was Drexy, who's in the chat, myself, Lucid Tactics, and Battle Mode were all playing, and you all play a section on the actual on the ship itself, and so you end up like in that case, Battle Mode sat down in the main gun chair, but we actually were trying not to use the main gun at all. So there was a lot of banter about him not being allowed to shoot at things, and So that was quite funny as well. But then, and Lucid was then actually flying the drones. So he was actually painting the targets for us, and Drexy was driving the ship, getting closer to the islands, and then all three of them were then sort of using the vehicles to go in and actually do the assault on the island. It was a really cool little session actually. So we're looking forward to recording the next one. So yeah, original intent. So remember the original. It was so fun. It's an incredible game. So Michael just saying, I guess he owes you all around from the baker. Well, we ended up using the gun because through all this different insistence of actually getting it done, and we only killed about two enemy vehicles, which we didn't need to do. Then we wasted about half our ammunition. So we're going to be doing a second mission now with half the ammo. We lost one of our vehicles, things like that. So it was really good fun though. It was so much fun. Anyway, let's go across, and we've got 33 entries. I'm just going to go and copy all of these. Okay, I'll just go and grab the set the marble run up. Just bear with me. But yeah, it was really good fun. It was great. And I'll just go and change that one. Now I'll make sure that we've only got one mic in there. We've got Mike and Mike G. Okay, that's fine. So we've got two mics, but one of them is Mike G and one of them is just Mike. So I'll just go and edit this. Replace all. Okay, so I think that's all good with the 33 that we've got. Okay, we'll save that. And then we should be right. Okay, let's open up Marble Run and get it going. But no, it was such a fun session, and I don't know when it's going to be released, but it's yeah, it was. We had such a fun time playing it, and can't wait to play the next one, to be honest. I think I was the most experienced at the game, even though I don't have a real lot of experience. So I was put in the commander role. And then Battlemate had played it some time ago, and he'd forgotten everything. It was yeah, it was funny. It was just really, really good fun. Just add the names, clear those, open. All right, in there, 33. Finish. Grand Prix. 3 maps. Bots. 32, 33 we need in there. Autofill. That's a bit short actually. I'll just go and autofill again. Oh, hang on. Just get rid of the short ones. I guess it wasn't too bad. That'll do. That'll do. Okay, so we've got awesome airflow, robotic roadway, and the boomerang. So let's just see how we go with this one. Good luck, everyone. So Casson's saying, oops, I'm late. Okay, I can change that potentially. Actually, maybe might have to leave you out because it's going to be hard to do it, actually. I can't actually change the names from here. Sorry, Cassona, my apologies, but it would mean going all the way back to do it. So original intent saying we need a carrier command in space. Someone please make it. Well, we do have that with Nebulous Nebulous Fleet Command. It's sort of that. Sort of to a degree. Actually, you're right. It's not really a bridge though. It's that we're not on a bridge. Mike's saying let the best Mike win, or at least not be last. Yeah, a carrier command in space would be pretty cool. Anyway, let's go and play. Put the crew on a spaceship and let them go into. It is actually set in space, but it's set with on a planet in space. Oh, here we go. This looks interesting. So 3 laps, no one's going to fall off this one, so we get started. Good luck, everyone. Off they go. We'll just go and grab maybe 3rd place. So we're looking at Began. He's actually out in front in this case. No, he's now lost the lead. We've played this one before, actually. So as they come back around, we'll just follow ZXM or Began. So there's a lot now out in front there. Dom UK looks to be out in front. Just go back to the 3rd place again and just go with one of the mics. Oh God, every time I go to click on someone, they end up failing really badly. Here's Dom UK, currently in 4th place. So now we've got William Thomas, still not in the lead. We've got Cookie out in front, and Serenity. Looks like they've actually caught up. Like, yeah, there's actually now that William Thomas and a few of the others are on their 3rd lap. So they're actually lapping people. Maybe this is a different map. I don't remember them lapping people on this one here. So who's going to win? Looks like Serenity is coming through. So Serenity, William Thomas has just hit the lead actually. There we go. Isn't it lucky that I've watching your thing? Actually, we've got a few of the others now coming through. So William Thomas is number 1. We just happen to be watching his marble. Dom UK, CB. Don't know what happened to Serenity. Serenity coming in with 4th. Wiggly coming in as well. So a fair few of them now sort of moving through. So Wiggly's just moved in. Civil War Dude's just come through. Mike, Original Intent, and Bubicus. And then we're just going to have everyone else will end up finishing. And come through and through here as well. Oh, there's Began ended up way at the back after being out in front. Still struggling. Mr. Fleagle's maths class is through now. Here we are. Began came in last place. Started off in 1st, came in last. All right, there we go. So, I know, Cookie, and still more coming, actually. That's interesting. Oh, no, there's still more coming. There's the other Mike. Mike G is way at the back. So a long way behind. Is that everyone? I think it might be. So Rocklight finishes, and Mike G eventually finishes. Eventually. Here we go. Come on, you can do it, Mike. You can do it. There we go. Congratulations, William. That was good. A good result. Interesting how long it took everyone else to finish. So how long did that take? 2.5. Wow. It actually was more than double the winner's place. If we have a look at the Grand Prix at this stage, that's the scores at this point in time. Yeah, there should have been. Oh, there's the other 10 year because they're coming in 10th place. Next map, in we go, Robotic Roadway. Yeah, so I'm trying to fit every fan for a bonus. There we go. At least you got a point. Here we go. All right, good luck, everyone. Let's get started. See, the first one is Civil War Dude is coming down, but Mad Hat and Civil War Dude together. There's some pretty aggressive looking things up ahead here, guys, so that will be interesting to see. Michael's on one side, Civil War Dude on the other side. There's a cannon at the bottom there. Here they come. Oops, Michael is gone. So Michael actually dropped off. Okay, the others have all been pushed into there. There's some sort of aggression at the top there. This will get interesting. So Mad Hat Raven Desk coming straight through now. Dom UK, Mr. Fleagle's maths class. Who will not make it through this area? Mad Hat has made it. Dom UK is gone. Oh, they're smacking out way too fast. I can't keep up with it. There we go. There goes Mike G. Gee, Mike's having a bad run today. There goes another one. Hugh David. So a lot of them are being smacked by this. Yeah, it's just too fast for me to pick up when it actually happens. Let's have a look over this other side. Cookie is out in front, but he's smashed his way forward and has now gone off. So who's next in line? Mad Hat Raven Desk has actually landed on the map, so he's in a good position. Mike is coming second. Civil War Dude is still in there as well. Most people are failing. Bubo has failed. Mr. Flegels has failed. Cygnus has failed. Invictus has failed. Mad Hat Raven just coming in for the win. Gee, there's not going to be very many winners in this one. So we've got Mad Hat coming in. We've got Civil War Dude coming in second. That was a good run from both of them right from the very start, actually. Wiggly has come through, and Mike has actually now failed a little bit through here, coming in fourth. We still have a few on the map, which is good. So we've got Sticky Wicket now coming past Bubicus. I know Bubicus has now taken that spot again, and we're still waiting on Invictus and Lord of Fake. It's caught up in here. Will it make it through now? Yes, it will. There we go. Okay, not very many finishes in that one there. Look at the final results. Let's go to the Grand Prix amount. So we've got, so William is still on 20 points. So this has actually really opened up with the actual points we actually have. So we've got a few, actually, there's 21 points down there. So Mad Hat Ravendesk looks to be coming out in front at this point in time. So 21 there as well. So we've got a few up there. Okay, last map. Good luck, everyone. This is the Boomerang. So we'll see who actually wins this. Again, if there's a tie, this is just going to be a roadway. So we'll just get started. 3 laps. I'll just go and find the third place. Civil War Dude coming through, but falling further back. But actually coming right through with that. That's a very good line to get the run, but not. This isn't a good line coming to this area. That will slow down. No, you've actually hit the lead initially. Yeah, actually that was good. That was a good line. Forget what I say. So we've got Mike and Civil War Dude out in front. It's they're sort of swapping the lead all the time. Original Intent coming in behind them. Serenity in just behind them as well. Still lap 1. Mike's a little way out in front. I think it's when the balls hit each other that you end up getting a bit of a boost for someone. Like Serenity's just hit Civil War Dude. Here we go. This is that line. Very good line again. Which will then push it forward. But no, Blue Wolverine has now hit the lead. Serenity is now passing as well. Let's go and change back to Serenity so we can see the leaderboard coming through. So we're seeing the rest of the lines on the side there. Rest of the marbles. Oh, look at Began go. ZXM straight through the middle here. Now, here comes a lot of them now. Naz has gone through. So Serenity has fallen way back to 8th spot. Let's go and find ourselves the 3rd place. So Naz, Began coming 2nd. Mike out in front still. A long way out in front. This is the last lap. Here comes Original Intent. He's zipping forward. Still got Began. No, Original Intent has now come through, but Began has now raced forward again and is catching up on Mike. Let's have a look and see what actually happens here. This is the lead. I don't think you can catch him. I think it's game over. Mike is the winner. Congratulations, Mike. You've done well in all the races here. Oops. So we've got that one through there. There goes Bubo. So congratulations, Mike. Very, very good result. Final result in through here is Mike out in the first, ZXM, Original Intent, and so on and so forth down through the list. Naz did pick up the extra 10 points, so let's now just go across to actually, let's finish the Grand Prix and just see what the scores are at the end, just to make sure that we don't have a playoff. It could be pretty tight. My bet is that Mike, without the G, wins this one here. It's a moral victory for me, says Mike. All right, because Mike did pretty well all the way through. Anyway, coming in 3rd place is Civil War Dude. This is the overall results. So, but we'll have a look at the actual score after this one. Coming in 2nd is William Thomas. And the winner is Mike. Congratulations, Mike. But we'll just have to double check to do a count back and just see the scores. Oh, miles in front, 35 points. There we go. So clear winner. Congratulations, Mike. So what I'll get you to do is if you can actually email me, and I'll just put my email address. If you can email me to daz@daztactic.com, I can then send you out the key. So yeah, congratulations, Mike. That was a good run. You did well in all 3 races, actually, and then winning the last one really cemented it. William got a pretty good score there at 30 as well. So yeah, that was pretty cool, actually, seeing that one. In Civil War Dude 26, then we've got 24s down through here, 23, Wiggly 20, Bibicus 19, 16 for Original Intent, Began, or was it XM, is 16, Lord of Fake. Who's last? Who's the last in the line? Oh, everyone's actually, Mike G got 2 points. We've got Mike's at either end. So we've got Mike and then Mike G down the bottom there. Voodoo Dog as well, 2 points. Radagar 2, Cookie 2. Yeah, so a lot, only 2 points where they didn't really get any placements at all. But yeah, that was a good little run. So yeah, well done, Mike. Anyway, okay, you say Mike's saying I'm donating that one, Daz, for the next run. Thanks for this. Oh, really? You don't? So you're happy for me to put that one in for next week? Because that's pretty much my last key. So if you don't want it, that's going to be great. We'll have that one again for the future. Yeah, thanks for that. That's awesome. I'll have to check. I think I've got some other keys on the way actually. So I'll have to have a bit of look at and see what else I've got. I'm not sure if there's anything in my emails, so I'll have to double check them. But anyway, that's great. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to leave it there, and yeah, congratulations on the win, Mike, and thank you for giving it back if you don't need it. So I'll certainly run that one again in the future. I'll catch you next week. I'll be away for the rest of this week, but back next week. I will be uploading a couple of videos, and so I'll schedule those to sort of go up over the coming days. But I'll see you this time next week.